Oh, hey you. Hey there, welcome to the channel, welcome back. I'm Maryam. Today I want to do something a little bit different on the channel. A new concept that I want to introduce to you guys called makeup and chill. Kind of like Netflix and chill, but the makeup version of it. Of course, I'm going to be doing some sort of a makeup look. In this case, I'm going to be doing the makeup look that I just wore to the Bad Bunny concert in Puerto Rico. Yes, I just went with Sally Hansen. I came back last night, and so I am just extremely excited. So I wanted to film this video for you guys while also giving you kind of like a life update, but not anything like long-term, more like a short-term life update. Talk about the concert, talk about what's happening in New York right now, Fashion Week, etc. And just chill here with you guys like a friend, like a sister, and just have a good old girly time, if you know what I mean. So if you're here for this, then let's jump right into it. Makeup and chill. Bad Bunny concert makeup. Here we come. All right, so clearly this is my hair of the week. And the reason why my hair is up is because I literally just went to Puerto Rico. I came back last night, so my makeup is still in my makeup bag. I haven't opened up any of my PR packages. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into my makeup bag, my travel makeup bag, and I'm gonna recreate this makeup look that I just recently wore to the Bad Bunny concert in Puerto Rico. Okay, you guys, first and foremost, I have to tell you that Puerto Rico during hurricane season, which is September, is one of the most humid places I have ever been to. And fun fact, I've been to Puerto Rico probably like 25 times. I've been going there ever since I was a teenager. Been going there with Lee, our swatch model. His family is actually from Puerto Rico. He was born here in New York, in the Bronx to be exact, but he still has lots of family there, lots of uncles and aunts and cousins. And so we've been frequenting the island for some time now. Anyways, in a humid climate like Puerto Rico, also New York, also Miami, but for today, let's stick to Puerto Rico. I always like to use my DANESSA MYRICKS Blurring Balm Powder. So right now, for my summer shade, I use shade 6. Shade 6 is what I use in the winter time to do a little bit of sculpting, but right now, as you can tell, it's kind of like my perfect match. So basically, this serves as my primer, as my base, and in a sunny climate, I usually wear this over my sunscreen, but for the sake of this video, I'm just wearing this over my Caudalie mattifying moisturizer. Yeah. So basically just a light layer of that, kind of like that, just like blurred out, prepped and primed. And right now my skin is okay outside of just like a couple of big bumps on my jawline, on my chin. And I'm just accrediting that to travel, to that nasty airplane air, possibly the humidity, you know, but overall my skin is good. And so just like this little bit of evening out the skin tone would be good for me, and just like maybe some spot concealing. And that's literally what I was doing on the island, because this just like keeps my skin nice and matte and not too dewy. So there we go. So I guess you can think of this video as also like a makeup for real life type of video, using products that I typically use in my real life, like this CALIRAY Hideaway Eye Brightener. And by the way, if you're wondering what is wrong with my voice, hello, I just went to the Bad Bunny concert and I was screaming, okay? I was screaming, I was hollering, I was singing, I was dancing, and I'm not even a person who dances, honestly. But I don't know, something about that concert energy, something about a big crowd, it just also gets me in the mood, you know? It always just like makes me feel a little bit more comfortable doing whatever, you know? And also the tequila. So yeah, this was my very first brand trip with Sally Hansen. I don't know if they've ever done a brand trip before, but I've been to several concerts with them. I've even been to the Bad Bunny concert here in New York with Sally, and this is like something that they do. So I really do like their team. They're always such a good time and a good vibe. And I really enjoyed this trip, not just for the concert and for the good times, but also because I just really love Puerto Rico. I don't know, I feel like Puerto Rico is one of those places that is really special to me, and it was my first time going there without Lee, without our swatch model. And so when I landed, and mind you, this is the only flight that I have ever been on where people will actually clap when they land, okay? The New York to San Juan flight, everybody always claps whenever the plane lands. And for some reason this time when I landed and I heard that clap, it was like clockwork. I just started crying, like crying. All this emotion came over me. I don't know if it was because I was alone, traveling to this place that is so special to me and my partner, or whether it's just me coming back to a place that I really love, you know? Anyways, it's a place I really do enjoy. And to be going there for the Bad Bunny concert, I feel like he represents Puerto Rico so well, and more on that in a little bit later, but it was just really exciting. All right, so quickly, let me just do some concealing. This is basically what I was doing on the island. And so on the day of the concert, we actually had a scheduled tour in the morning. And so my makeup was on from super early in the morning, from probably probably like 9 a.m. all the way until 4 a.m. Yeah, 4 a.m. you guys. Don't expect me to do that long of a wear test ever on this channel, but sometimes in my real life, sometimes this does happen, especially like on a brand trip when we're having fun and we're trying to enjoy this new environment, and you know, sometimes this happens. And what was cool that I actually knew a couple of people on this trip, and some people I knew very, very well for many years, such as my friend Beauty Bird. Yasmin Maya is her name, and I think I've known her for about, gosh, maybe like 8 to 10 years now. We've been on many brand trips together, so it was really fun for us to like reconnect on this one. And so naturally, we had several girly tequila moments, you know? So I have no one to blame for the loss of my voice but myself. That's okay. That just means that a good time was had and it was worth it, right? Anyways, you guys always ask me, what is my go-to foundation? Like that one foundation that is great for every occasion. And yeah, I already like pulled it up. I was supposed to say this and then pull it up. But anyway, this is what I'm talking about. DIOR Face and Body shade 4WO is what I always wear. It is just phenomenal. It's phenomenal for oily skin, phenomenal for humid climates, for dry climates, for everything. I really like this shade. And so if you want to just look natural, but kind of more flawless, this is the foundation that does it for me. I always go back to this one. So anyway, so now that I've evened out and concealed and done all the works, now I just like to do this overall kind of glaze of foundation. And I don't apply this everywhere. I kind of just apply this to the perimeter, avoiding the center of the face because I don't want to layer up too much product, especially if I'm in a hot, humid climate like Puerto Rico. Definitely don't want to do that. But this is that perfect foundation that looks good in person. It also looks good on camera. It looks good in virtually every single possible lighting scenario. I'm really a fan. And look, you don't even need a lot of product actually. I'm still using my travel brushes. Here they are. They're all dirty. I typically like to use clean brushes for my videos, but today's not that day. Also, the only time I actually ever use a beauty sponge is when I'm traveling, just because I find that it really helps with diluting some of the makeup that you have on your face. And so right now, because I am wearing 2 layers, kind of like a primer color base and then also a liquid, I just want to be able to melt them together. Kind of like that, so that it looks like skin and so that it's just a little bit more, you know, flowy, if you will. And of course, my hair is up in these braids. These 2 are actually hanging down. So basically I have 4 cornrows with extensions and then 2 braids that are kind of like strands here. And I did this strategically because, like I said, I've been to Puerto Rico many times. It is extremely humid. It is not, and I repeat, it is not hair friendly. I don't care what kind of hair you have, unless you are from the island and you know how to manage your hair, which I absolutely do not. Whenever I'm there, I usually always wear my hair in a bun, and this time I said, no, I'm gonna go to Lee's lady who does his hair, and here's what we came up with. And I'm so glad I did that, because not only does it save you getting ready time, right? Also just perfect for that humidity. I just remembered, I never actually brought a separate brush for contour, so I think I was just using my regular foundation brush. And because the trip was so short, I didn't really mind like mixing my brushes and getting them dirty and not washing them, you know? Okay, subtle contour is done. Now I'm gonna move on to blush. So in the first part of the day, where I just had my sunscreen and my DANESSA MYRICKS Blurring Balm Powder, along with my Lunar Beauty and DIOR foundation, literally, I think I was wearing all of those. I did have this Cloud Crush Too Faced blush. And I kind of had this all over because this is a matte blush, and because it has such a fine cloudy texture, I feel like even if you're sweating, this will somehow still manage to keep you looking fresh. So then with my one size, I would set just the movable parts of my face. So my under eye, around the nose, center of the face, between the brows, tops of the brows, center of the forehead, like that, right? And then get this, shocker, I did not actually wear powder. Yeah. Instead, I used the Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm Setting Spray, which is essentially a powder, but in a liquid format. This is such a freaking genius product, especially for a humid climate, especially if you're traveling, or if you want to skip powder because you're wearing a couple of layers already. This is the perfect product that will melt everything together. So with my little fan, I fan it out and then kind of just pat it all in with a sponge like that. So this, for some reason, is what really helped my makeup stay on locked on my face, despite the humidity, despite the heat, you know, and it almost looks like I'm not wearing that much makeup. So that's the trick. That's the trick. Morphe Nano Brow Pencil. And now back to the concert. So a lot of people asked me what I actually thought about the concert. A lot of people wanted to know, was it life-changing? Was it something that I would recommend? what's the big deal, and basically my thoughts on it. So my thoughts are as follows. I do think that Bad Bunny is kind of like a cultural phenomenon right now. I think he's transcending a lot of different cultures, and I know he has a world tour coming up in 2026. He's going to a lot of countries, not just Spanish-speaking countries, even places like Poland he's going to. Like, what? I didn't even realize he was known in some of these parts of the world. But anyway, what was really cool about the show was the production. Obviously, what I like about Bad Bunny and his music is that it is extremely, extremely current in the way that he combines genres. And I also love the fact that he is very proud of his Puerto Rican heritage. And so the concert most certainly highlighted that. I really appreciated the storytelling of the history, the visuals, and obviously the artists. He had incredible, incredible percussionists, dancers, salsa dancers, the band. You know, it was just all so overwhelming and like kind of inspiring to see. And so it made me feel really proud, I have to say, to know that an island as small as Puerto Rico has such a loud impact on the world, and not just via Bad Bunny, but via many artists. But it just kind of like solidified its presence in the world, you know what I mean? And so I saw a lot of people there that were not even Spanish speakers. I saw some people from New York that I recognized, actually a few. And it was really cool to see that people were just coming out, flying, getting these tickets that are very impossible to get, by the way, if you're not familiar. People were standing online, getting merch for their kids, for their siblings, for their significant others, myself included, okay? Actually, Sally Hansen team gifted me some merch, and also they gifted me a gift card so that I could buy merch for my friends and family, which I did, and I'm so excited. It was totally, totally worth it. So for brows, basically, I'm just like adding a few teensy-weensy little strokes here and there, almost like in a barely there kind of style. And then because my brows are already glued down, I use the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. I'm just kind of like gently blending them with the spoolie of this brow pencil. Man, my voice sounds so terrible right now. Like I said, probably the worst time to be doing a chatty video for you guys, but I don't know, maybe it feels a little soothing. Maybe this feels like ASMR. Maybe my voice is putting you to sleep. I don't know, because usually I'm a lot more animated than this, but perhaps this is okay too. I don't know, you let me know. All right, so now let's move on to the rest of the face. So on my lips right now, I do have the Huda Beauty lip stain, which is what I would wear during the day with just like some gloss, or actually I would wear the Tatcha SPF lip balm because obviously. And then when we came back from the tour, I basically had very little time to get ready and also film and also do my nails because we were there to talk about Sally Hansen's new collection. So of course we had to get our nails done. It was kind of like a lot going on. It was a very, very dense trip. And so I decided that I'm just going to keep my makeup as is, just add more to it and make it concert ready. So let's just say I did have my eyes done. I did have like my basic liner and my mascara, but then I added more stuff on top. But the skin was what it is right now. So let's say this is my day look minus the eyes. And now I'm gonna kind of shift to the night look. So for the night look, I added more blush. This is the SAIE Dew Blush in shade Flirty. And I like this one because it has that really nice reflective sort of texture or finish. And because my hair was up, it didn't really matter if any part of my face was dewy. Also, another reason why I was so happy to go to Puerto Rico on this brand trip was because right now in New York, it is Fashion Week. I say this with this tone because although I've enjoyed New York Fashion Week in the past, I was even a Maybelline Fashion Week correspondent one year and I went to all the shows and I was dressed by the designers. I had a stylist. I was living in a hotel for a whole entire week. It was really chaotic, but super, super, super exciting. I've had that experience. I've had that experience a couple of times and I've lived it. And now I'm kind of past it. And although I would absolutely go to New York Fashion Week shows again, right now I'm seeing New York Fashion Week taking a different turn. And it's a turn that I don't really enjoy. All right, what am I talking about? I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about. I saw this viral video today, actually, of this guy. He's a fashion student and a fashion designer. And basically he was talking about how weird and overly designed and clout chasing the whole New York Fashion Week feel has become. Everyone is kind of trying to one up each other. It's all about just getting in front of the camera. It's all about climbing that ladder. And it's very much not about fashion. It's very much about showing off and not showing up. I don't know. It resonated with me so hard to the point where I actually commented on that video. And I never do this. I never do this on videos of people who I do not know. And this creator's name is Miles. I don't even think he's a creator. I think he's just a regular person who made a TikTok that is going viral in the New York area because of just what's happening right now. And the top comment to that video is basically cosplay. Cosplay. This is not fashion. People are just cosplaying. And man, if I couldn't agree with anything more. New York is like a zoo right now. It is like a circus. Some of these people look insane. And I was just so happy to get out of this environment. Honestly, truly. I am so sorry. Maybe this is a little bit too controversial, but you know, I gotta speak my mind. I gotta speak my truth. And this is the truth right now. I don't know if it's social media that made it this way, but New York was never about that. This is not how New York is. This is not New York Fashion Week. This is like Instagram Fashion Week or something like that, and it's happening in New York. And I don't like it one bit, okay? So thank you, Miles, for saying what we're all thinking. Okay, thank you. I will say, however, that on a positive note, a lot of my content creator friends from LA are in town right now, okay? The ones that have been doing content for many years, like myself, for the love of content creation, right? Not because we're clout chasing, not because we're trying to climb up some sort of a social ladder, but because we actually started because it was our hobby, okay? And we weren't trying to make a buck. We weren't trying to get free products. Anyways, those people are in town right now, and I am happy to say that I'm going to be hanging out with some of my friends, just catching up, going to dinners. So my week is pretty much going to be a lot of that. And of course, I am going to be doing some events, some fashion adjacent stuff that I did sign up for that I am looking forward to. So not all bad news, not like all tragic, just had to be said. Anyways, it was a lot of talking and not a lot of makeup application. So for my makeup application, I actually traveled with my DANESSA MYRICKS Freedom palette. These two palettes here, the recent Pastel Dream, and this little sextet, what do you call a six-pan palette? And I also used my DANESSA MYRICKS Colorfix Stix. This one is in duo number 10. This is actually one of my favorite duos. So I'm using the metallic one at first. Oops, forgot to set my lid. Basically, I use this kind of like as a base for my eyeshadow and like the shape of my actual eyeshadow. Anyway, so now that I talked a lot of crap about Fashion Week, I kind of want to know what your thoughts are. Is this something that interests you? Is this a topic that you want to see more about on social media? Do you actually tune in to those shows? Do you actually watch this type of content from content creators that you follow? Also, I want to know, who do you guys follow? Obviously, I know I'm your favorite, but who else do you guys love? Who else's content do you enjoy? I'm really curious to know. So anyway, for the concert, like I said, I did do the base, and then I'm trying to remember what was the order that I actually added my eyeshadow. I think I did a little bit of this dark blue to just the very outer portion. And remember, I already had my eyeliner on, so I was applying this over my eyeliner and kind of just smudging it over. But for the sake of this video, I will apply it over. Yeah, right, something like that. And then I dipped into this blue. This is a very Princess Jasmine type of turquoise. I added that directly to my movable lid and then kind of overlapped with the purple because the dress that I was wearing was this gorgeous sequency. I'm gonna pop it right here for you guys. Blue / teal turquoise ombre sequence thing that had this tropical flower on it. And so I really wanted to stick to the teal and blue because the accent was the orange. I had orange nails. Orange is the Sally Hansen color. And so I wanted to kind of stick to those two colors, like the teal with the accent being the orange, you know? I feel like that is very tropical and that is very catchy and noticeable. And then I think I layered a little bit of this one, which is reflective, but it has a little bit of peach. So I kind of just added that right on top. Obviously, with these palettes and these formulas, you can play around and really create whatever combo, and it's always going to come out different depending on how you layer it. This is essentially what I was going for. And I almost forgot. I did use the other end of the stick, the foil, and I added that to the inner corner, kind of just on top, like that. Just like a kiss of that for the extra sparkle, like that. So pretty. And so easy and so fast. So then the rest, you guys already know. This has basically been my summer liner. You've seen this in all of my YouTube shorts and reels if you watch those. And I really like this Essence Dippy liner. First of all, it's super inexpensive. It's really, really tiny, easy to use, super inky and black, long lasting. Just such a nice, reliable liner. Absolutely love it. I've been drawing the little inner corner thing I especially like to do this if I'm going out and if I'm gonna be filming, if I'm gonna be on camera, basically creating content. Why? Because I feel like this little trick, you know, this little detail just adds so much drama to your eyes and just makes them a little bit more striking, I think. I will say though, I don't think that this style is for every single eye type. If your eyes are closely set, this will make them seem like they're even closer set. So probably not for that eye type. But if your eyes are further apart, oh my God, you will love the way this will look on you. So recently I've been using this HAUS Labs black gel pencil to tightline, and it's probably the first gel pencil that I have easily been able to tightline with. I can even talk through it, as you can see, and I'm not dying. I can even get in between my lashes and really truly tightline, you know? So I've been enjoying this one. Also adding that to my lower lash line waterline. And then the final thing that I did is I took that same purple that I used as the very first eyeshadow color, and I just smudged some right underneath. For mascara, again, Essence Lash Without Limits tubing mascara. This one works great. I love it. It is inexpensive. Once again, I like to use Essence liners and Essence mascaras most of the time, and these are the ones that I recommend to you guys. They are really, really excellent quality. I would say they feel luxurious, like high-end makeup, but these are from the drugstore. However, a lot of them are made in Italy or in Germany, and so the quality is just better. It's just better. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have other faves, but come on, look at that. I just dropped some mascara onto my foundation, which is not a good thing. And I thought it was like a fleck, but apparently it was a wet fleck. So now I have to wait for it to dry before flicking it off. All right, so now I'm gonna brush down these baby hairs so they can look nice and cute. And I always use brow gel for this. I have been doing this since I was a kid. At the time, I used to use the Maybelline Clear Mascara, and now for lips. So even though the lips are stained, I kind of wanted to go for a very neutral, almost like a brownie nudie kind of look. So I'm going for these Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme lip liners in Big Truffle and Hot and Spicy. Hot and Spicy is like my overall shade, and Truffle is my contour shade. So first we line, and then we contour. So back to my little life update / story time. Ever since we moved to this new location, which I'm not going to tell you what it is, obviously, but as you guys may have heard, the New York area is a very diverse area, and the area that we currently live in is a particular couple of cultures combined, and this is a culture that is very hardcore into food, partying, and fitness. Okay. And so because of this, Leah and I have just been obsessed. We have been obsessively enjoying our new gym that we've been going to, because the culture here is like all about the gym. People are just so happy to be there. And I think this has definitely kind of translated onto me. I have, for the first time in my life, fallen in love with going to the gym. I have never been that person. I've always only gone to the gym for aesthetics, right? Just to keep my weight off, just to keep myself looking cute in clothes. But for the first time in my life, that has shifted. And now I'm not just going there for the aesthetics. Now I'm actually also going there for my mental health, which is crazy to say because I was never that type of person. But now I am, and I am just so excited. Literally, the first thing that I did when I woke up this morning, even though I had lost my voice, even though I was so tired from my like 48 hours of partying in Puerto Rico, I literally put on my gym clothes, I got up, and I took myself to the gym for 2 hours. So I don't know who can relate to that, but this is kind of like a new version of me, and I'm discovering who she is, you know? All right, I think this mascara has finally dried on my face, so let me get a little spoolie and remove it while I also flick off some of these. Man, this is so great. This trick works every single time. There's no stain, there's nothing. You just really have to commit to letting it dry. Don't do this right away. Wait for the mascara to like become like a crumb again, you know? And it just comes off like a charm. Same thing with glitter, by the way. You can easily pick off flecks of glitter, which right now there is a little bit of fallout on my face. I guess I was a little bit more careful when I was doing this look for the Bad Bunny concert, probably because I wasn't also yapping through it, you know? Whenever I film those Get Ready With Me's on location, I usually always like to do a voiceover just because I fear that I will run out of time yapping and I'll actually be late for whatever it is that I'm there for, you know? So this is kind of almost the final look. I'm gonna add one more thing, and it is this Polite Society Big Mouth XL Plump. I'm finally used to the plump. No, we still have not gotten Swatch Model to try it, but I love it and I am obsessed with it. One final thing that I wanna do is add some Patrick Ta Major Glow Cream and Powder Highlighter Duo. Shade Daddy is the one that I've been using. This is really nice if you have a medium skin tone. I also really like the brush that applies this. Basically, I do the Patrick Ta way, which is powder first. And there we have it. We are almost ready. I did just notice that this isn't as blended out as I would like. So I'm just gonna make sure that it is. Make sure that it's a little bit smoother. There we go. And this is my final look. Let me actually take these 2 braids out so I can really give you the vision. This is it. What do we think? And we are all done. The look is done. The story time is done. I hope you guys enjoyed this little new addition to my channel. Please let me know what you think of this chatty type of look recreation / story time / life update, makeup and chill moment. Should I do more of these on my channel? Should I recreate looks from events that I go to, or perhaps my travels, or perhaps certain occasions? I don't know. I'm just curious to see what you think of this idea. I really do want to be able to share more of my life, tell you what I'm up to, because I know not everybody goes to IG stories to like watch my daily dealings, though you should. I think you should, because this is how we connect. But if that's not your thing, then I kind of want to add this and make this a thing on this channel. So if you like this idea, let me know, obviously, and I will see you guys in the next one. For now, I'm going to say farewell. I'm going to go rest my voice. I'm going to go gargle with some salt water, maybe drink some tea, and I will see you guys very soon. Peace out. I'm out, and I love you. Deuces!